we always knew every month we'd get a card. And it was always a card that we opened knowing that we'd be encouraged, and we knew that she was finally, she made it out. But you know, I think when Vicki started to run out of legitimate holidays, she made some up. I can remember getting a card from her for Shirley and I that said, Happy Grasshoppers Day. I don't think there's any Grasshopper Day holidays. A couple years ago, we got a card that said, Happy Eat a Whale Week. I suppose it was a week celebration because it would take that long to eat a whale. Vicki loved to send out cards. And they were always with a note of encouragement, and you could always feel the joy. A couple months ago, Shirley got an email, and her and Vicki would email each other a lot. And it was somewhat of a strange email, and it's an email where Vicki said she was going to do something, and I don't think she ever had the opportunity to do it. In the email to Shirley, she said, I'm going to send a card out after I make a list of every one of my loved ones. And she said, I'm going to say, from Vicki. And when they open it up, they'll see John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I don't think she ever had the opportunity to do that and share that with everybody, so I wanted to make sure I did. You know, it's hard to talk about Vicki without bringing Jesus Christ into the subject, because that was a part of her life. That's who Vicki was. There was no pretense, no phoniness, no. She had the joy of the Lord in her. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if we all had the joy of the Lord. Vicki was very proud of her Mustang. And when she first got her Mustang, we were down in Florida, and Jerry and Vicki came to visit us at the motel. We were going out to eat or something. And we were out there waiting, and as Vicki drove up, Vicki was driving, and Jerry was riding shotgun. And I said to Vicki, I said, boy, it's a beautiful car. I said, but now that you have this fancy convertible, Jerry's making you be the chauffeur? And she laughed like she had that little silly smile, and she said, you know what, Jack? She said, I don't let Jerry drive this car. And I said, you don't let him drive? She said, he would take it to umpiring, and it would be out too late. He would put far too many miles on it, and it's a hard driver, Jerry is on cars. She said, he would eat French fries in my car. He'd spill the soda on the carpeting. She said, and knowing Jerry, when he was umping, if it started to rain, he'd forget to put the top up. Jerry does not drive my Mustang. You know, this isn't biblical, but I can imagine when Vicki got to heaven, I can see handing her a pair of gold keys to a bright, shining gold Mustang convertible for her to drive around heaven. Now, I have to break this to my brother, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me. But Jerry, when you get to heaven, she ain't gonna let you drive it there yet. Vicki always had a love, a happiness, and a concern. I was only a brother-in-law, but you know what? She loved Shirley and I. And we loved her just like she was a sister to us. You know, I want to just take a moment. And Jerry, Mikey, Travis, Jason, Michelle, this is just for you. There's a song that I like to sing that is meaningful to me because it's promises from God's Word. And the chorus simply says, he knows my every thought. He knows my name. He sees each tear that falls. And he's there when I call on him. You know, in these next couple of days, weeks, and months, Jesus knows your name. He knows the thoughts you've had over the last 6 months. He knows the thoughts you've had today. He knows the thoughts that are going to come to you a day, a week, a month, or even a year from now. He knows there's going to be tears. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with crying. But you know, He wants you to reach out, grab His hand, walk with Him during the good times and the bad, and let Jesus wipe the tears, because there will be tears. I wanted to share one last thing. 18 months ago, Jerry and Vicki were in our house. And once again, Jerry went off to play golf. I don't know if he just didn't like being with me or if he just wanted to really play golf. But this is when Vicki really started to have some problems. And we were in the kitchen and she had lined up her pills that she had to take. And Shirley and I were trying to do whatever we could do to help her take these pills. We had whipped cream there. We thought maybe it would go down easier with that as you put a pill in it. We had a crusher. We had applesauce. We had tea. We had yogurt. And Vicki would line up these pills, and she would take them one at a time. And it was a struggle to get that pill down. She would gag, she would cough, she would almost throw it back up. But as she got each one down, she would look up and she'd smile. It seemed like an eternity, like 45 minutes to an hour of her taking these pills. But she got everyone down, and after everyone, she smiled. I felt like I had gone through a workout watching her get these down. I was sweaty. I was actually exhausted because it was an effort on her part. And Shirley said to her, she said, Vicki, she said, how can you keep smiling when you're going through all this? How can you be so radiant when you know what's coming down the pike? And Vicki took her notepad because she wasn't talking much even at that point. And she wrote 2 words. And I've shared this, and it's a testimony, because I've shared this with 300 Men at the Rescue Mission. I've shared this with Bible studies, men's groups, church, my neighbors, every one of my relatives I've shared this with. And with sometimes when I get a call, there's somebody that's hurting, somebody that's despondent, I share Vicki's testimony because it's become a part of my life. Because on that pad, she wrote just 2 words. It's Jesus. That was who Vicki was. You can't talk about Vicki without bringing Jesus into the picture. Because she believed, she knew. It's not a hope of going to heaven. She knew it's a reality. You know, it's a day of remembering. And it's a day we should smile and laugh and be happy for Vicki. Because just like she was doing that jive and that dance, in heaven she's dancing. She's doing a jive, and it's just a praise worship to our King. But it's also a day when you can shed a tear. It's a day when you can hug somebody. It's a day when you can remember. I'd like to do one last thing. I hope they let Jerry be a Lutheran after I'm done here. I'd like everybody to stand. Everybody just stand where you're at, please. I'd like you to just for a moment look at the person on your right, on your left. See if there's somebody standing in front of you. Look behind you. Now I'm going to ask you to do something. Instead of lifting a toast to Vicki, I'm going to ask you to smile. I'm going to ask you to turn to somebody and say, this smiles for Vicki. On the count of 3, you find someone to smile, and you tell this smiles for Vicki. 1, 2, 3.